Hey guys, Papa Pete back with this bi-weekly review of a classic Atari 2600 game, featured every 2 weeks on the Facebook group Console Purists. If you like good conversation and good discussion about classic console game, right from retro games up to modern day, don't forget to check out Console Purists. 17,000 people strong, you'll be glad that you did. Well, today's review is the classic Activision game Freeway. Why did the chicken cross the road? Well, stick around, you're about to find out.
Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. If you haven't grown up by the age of 50, you don't have to.
Okay, ladies, game time. Yeah! Got this new video game by Activision called Freeway. I just plug it into my Atari video game system and really impress the ladies. Of course, with Freeway, you gotta be real good to race your chicken across 10 lanes of heavy traffic. You gotta dodge speeding cars, roaring trucks. Sometimes you make it without getting your feathers ruffled. Sometimes... Ladies, I'm only human. Freeway by Activision.
Activision's Freeway for the Atari 2600 was designed by Activision co-founder David Crane and was published in 1981. After leading off his Activision releases with two very classic games, Dragster and Fishing Derby, David Crane followed up with three great games in 1981, which were Laser Blast, Grand Prix, and of course Freeway. Now, Crane has claimed he got the inspiration to create Freeway while he was attending the SCES in Chicago when he saw somebody trying to cross Lakeshore Drive on foot. The original game that Crane came up with was titled Bloody Human Freeway. In this game, it wasn't a chicken, it was a human character who had to get across a busy highway full of traffic. If you didn't make it the whole way across and you get hit by a car, you just became a big streak of red blood on the highway. And then you had to start over again right at the bottom. Now, believe it or not, this was deemed a little bit too morbid for general release, so with a few other minor changes along with the major change of switching the human out for a chicken, Freeway was born. Now, the object of the game is pretty simple. Your chicken starts at the bottom of the screen and you have to navigate him across 10 lanes of various types and speeds of traffic and get him off the curb at the top. You do this as many times as possible in the magical Atari time limit of 2 minutes and 16 seconds. In Freeway, you can only move your chicken vertically. You can't move it horizontally. There's no horizontal movement in the game at all. And if you're hit by a car, one of two things happens. You're either moved back, 1 or 2 lanes, or you're moved the entire way to the bottom of the screen. It all depends on the settings of the difficulty switches. The graphics in Freeway are pretty good for the Atari VCS. I mean, the traffic is clear, it's quite colorful, and even though the chicken is just one color, it's just yellow, you can tell by looking at it that it is in fact a chicken. Now, the sound in Activision's Freeway is fairly decent. The sound of the engines of the cars and the honking of the horns does accurately represent the sounds that you would hear on a highway. Now, when the chicken is hit by a car, it flaps its wings and it makes this high-pitched clucking noise, which doesn't really sound too much like a chicken, but it does sound distinct enough that you really do know what's going on and what's happening. Freeway is a game for either 1 or 2 players. Now, there aren't distinct games for either 1 or 2 players, but basically every game can be played by 2 players, but if you want to play it with 1, you just try to cross the freeway as many times as possible within the time limit, while the second player stays at the bottom and the score just stays at 0. There's 2. There are 8 different games in Freeway. Each game represents a different freeway in a different city across the US. You can see the list here on the screen now. Generally speaking, as the game number increases, so does the difficulty. For example, in game number 1, there are only automobiles and the traffic's pretty light. In game number 2, trucks are introduced in the upper of the 2 center lanes, and also the pace of the traffic's increased a little bit, and congestion, just a little bit more congestion on the playing field. There are trucks in both center lanes in game number 3, and these trucks are fast. Also, in the 2 lanes that are closest to the curbs on both the top and bottom, there's a lot more congestion and the traffic is a lot faster. In game number 4, all there are trucks, and they're fast. This game is pretty difficult. Now, games 5 through 8 are pretty much the same as games 1 through 4 with one major difference. The speed of the traffic in all 10 lanes can increase or decrease at any given moment, making it that much more challenging. These games are tough. Now, as with many Activision games, Activision gave you the opportunity to join the Save the Chicken Foundation. If you could score 20 points in 2 minutes and 16 seconds on either Game 3 or Game 7, you could take a picture, send it to them, and they send you a patch and enter you into the Save the Chicken Foundation. These patches nowadays are very collectible. Okay guys, let's play a little bit of Freeway, see what it's like. Okay, we're going to try Game 3 here. We go up through them all, see how they look sort of similar. 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll try Game 3. Because this will be the one, if I could get 20, that we would be able to send in and get my patch. I don't think I'll get there, but hey, we'll give her a shot. Alright, so I am the chicken that's on the left. Work my way up through. Whoa, the trucks. I'm playing as well. Wow, I'm playing the version where you just get knocked back a little bit. I can time this right here. There we go. Oh, and we'll get up through. So 1. Not very good, but that's alright. Gonna get used to a little bit here again. Here we go. Couple hit a couple times. Now, the reason I'm only going back a little bit is I have the difficulty switches on B. If it was on A and I get hit, I would go right to the bottom of the screen every time. Work your way up. It's just a matter of developing the right pace. Whoa! There we go. Get up through there. Yep. I got 5. I don't know if we're going to make the 20 or not. I don't think so. But you never know. Slide up in between those ones. You get through the outer one. It's pretty hard to get through those fast ones. Get up in here. Once you get up to there, you're usually alright. But it's challenging. Alright, what else are we watching for here? I can remember, I don't think I'm going to get to 20 here, but I did get it once when I was a kid, and I still have that picture around here somewhere because obviously I never sent it in. I never did get any of the patches from Activision. I really kind of like to have it now. I know that picture's here somewhere, but what a challenge it was back then just to get a picture taken, because you didn't have a digital camera. You just had no film camera, so you'd have to get it going, and right down to the bottom. You'd have to take the picture, hope that it turned out, and it was filmed, so then you sent it away, had it develop, and when it came back, you didn't know whether you're going to be able to use it or not. Well, I did get the picture. I can still remember the picture. You couldn't really see the moment. Oh, look, see, the screen is flashing. That means I'm in the last 16 seconds of the game. It always does that. Look at that. 11. 11's not too bad. I can do a lot better if I practice a little bit more, but just to pick it up and play it once again, it was fun. It's fun to try it. That's a good challenging level right there, so yeah, so be it. Now, one thing that's often brought up is that Freeway is nothing but a clone of the game Frogger. By all accounts, Freeway was being developed in the United States at the exact same time that Konami was developing Frogger over in Japan. David Crane has stated outright that this is not a clone of Frogger. And frankly, in my opinion, he's probably the only one who 100% knows. I choose to believe that as being the case. Is there some dispute? Well, it's possible, but still, I'm going to choose to believe this was developed totally independent of Frogger. So where would I rate Freeway? Well, I can remember there being a lot of buzz about this game. the game about the chicken crossing the road back when I was 13 or 14 during the original console war. And even though the premise is very simple, it really didn't disappoint. It was fun to play back then, and frankly it still is quite a bit of fun to pop in and play today. For those reasons, I'm going to give Freeway a good rating. Okay guys, that's it for my review of Freeway today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and while you're at it, check out Console Purist on Facebook. It's a great channel with like-minded 17,000 strong people who love console video games, retro and games of today. Anyway, I'm Papa Pete. Until we see you next time, take care guys.
Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. If you haven't grown up by the age of 50, you don't have to.
You're watching Papa Pete, the old guy gamer.